Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the trials of Alexander EX. And also where you can farm all the materials that you need in order for you to unlock the EX fight. So the first thing that you need to know is that you have to get your Alexander to at least level 15 before you actually be able to unlock the gate. So where do you find all these materials? Well, just like in the other summons, in the trials of Alexander Part 3, you'll be able to get the sticky liquid and the viscous liquid. And in the trials of Alexander Part 6 is where you find the Holy Adamite, the Holy Core, and the Holy Matter. And as soon as you pretty much clear any other content inside the trials of Alexander, you will be able to get his 4-star material, which is the Holy Anima. Okay, now that you've unlocked the Trials of Alexander EX, it's time to go this wave by wave. The first wave is basically just a behemoth, and I've covered behemoth enough that I don't really want to keep going over it, and it's actually pretty easy. This is gonna be like 4 waves in total, so you can use your abilities here if you want to. It is quite possible to just kill all the 3 waves just doing the normal attacks, and so I'll leave that to you guys because I feel like I said, it's not that hard, the first 3 waves. And honestly, the last wave, the last boss, isn't that much harder either, but we can go over that after the earlier waves. Okay, as soon as the behemoth comes down, then we have to fight an ice turtle. Now, again, this is pretty easy. Normal attacks should be fine. You can use your abilities if you really want to. If it's using an all attack, it's basically the ice breath. It'll give you a debuff, which I'm not sure on top of my head what it is. It's really not that important because, honestly speaking, you're gonna be killing this quite quickly. And with that in mind, let's just go on to the next wave. So the third wave of this fight, we're gonna have to fight a Garuda, which is level 60, which is quite decent if you ask me. However, I don't see any problems here. If you do break the Garuda, it'll fall down, giving you a lot of turns for you to maximize your damage output. It is resistant to thunder based attacks, so if you're planning to use lightning, try to avoid the spark strike. However, it doesn't really have a high amount of initial brave, so if you actually use spark strike, it'll still manage to break it, so there's no problem here. Again, it's pretty easy. You can actually use just normal attacks if you want to. And with that in mind, let's go to the last wave of this fight. Okay, so we're finally in the last wave where we're gonna fight a level 70 Lich. I hope I'm saying that. I keep in my head I keep saying Lich King, the Lich King. But it's not actually the Lich King, it's just the Lich. So, and that sounds so weird if you just say Lich. It's like saying leech, Lich. I don't know. Let me know, guys. Anyway, so we're gonna be fighting the Lich, and this is weak to fire and holy attacks, and it is resistant to dark type attacks, so just have to be a little bit careful. From the top of my head, I only know Cecil to be the one to use dark type attacks, which is, you know, darkness. But in any case, its abilities are Life Cut, which is the melee HP attack, Dark, which is a dark brave magic attack, a group dark, which is basically dark magic in a group base, and these two changes depending on the level. I'm pretty sure it will be Darkga for this particular fight. It has Curse, which is a brave magic attack and removes its own debuffs without frames, and it will inflict Curse. The next one is the Death Cutter, which is a melee dark brave attack and removes the target's buffs without any frames and inflicts Doom. Doom will count down to 1 and then end up breaking you, so you have to be a little bit careful of this. If it counts down to 1, basically I would suggest just use an HP attack at that point, because you're gonna get broken either way. The next one is the Thrust of Darkness, which is a melee dark brave attack with a low turn rate. And then it has Death's Ball, which is a melee dark brave attack plus an HP attack and can inflict poison as well. And the next one is Darkness Falls, which it raises its own attack and speed. And finally, you'll probably see this a lot, which is Call of the Abyss, which it grants itself initial brave of HP regen and raises its attack, speed, and defense as well. Although I must say I don't think I actually see the actual buffs, so this might be buffs that have no frame, so you can't see it in the screen. So just a little bit of I don't know, tip there, I suppose, because honestly, he's done this like 3 times on my fight, and I still don't see it. So anyway, let's get on with the tips for this fight and what you guys have to do to actually beat the Lich. So my main tip here is to take advantage of its weaknesses. It actually has 2 weaknesses, which is Fire Element and the Holy Element. Vincent can use Beastly Flare, which means, you know, he will have a Fire Brave attack, which you can take advantage of. There's other characters that you can bring here as well that have Fire based attacks, and I do believe Steiner has one if you really want to, but it's not really that what's the word I'm looking for? It's not really needed, you know, to take advantage, but it is an option for you, obviously, if you're struggling, which I feel like you shouldn't in this case. I mean, all your characters have like boosted stats, and so you don't have to worry too much. So in this case, you can take advantage of the Fire and Holy Element. I mean, Vaughn has the Luminescence, which is like the 3rd trigger, I suppose, of his ability, White Whirl, so you can use him if you want to. The other one is Aiko. Obviously, her Smite is a holy base attack, and yeah, and if you're planning to bring your support character, obviously you have to have a good composition, synergy with your team. I preferably will bring like a DPS, so you know, less worrisome of all its different kinds of attacks, because it has a lot of different abilities, but if you can take it down fairly quickly, then you won't have to worry about all of this. So bringing on the DPS is probably my recommendation for that. And finally, I think for the summon, it's either Ifrit or Alexander. Again, you're taking advantage of the weaknesses of the Lich. So I personally would say just bring Ifrit because you have the extra attack. That means that you're gonna be killing it fairly quickly. And I don't know, I brought Alexander here because, you know, this is the trials of Alexander, so I thought to myself, well, I'll get you guys to see what Alexander can do, but it's not like you need to bring Alexander here. Ifrit is a much better choice here. But I think that's it for this video, guys. I think I've covered everything. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful at all. As always, I like to hear from you guys what you think of Alexander. Do you think it's actually a useful summon? Because personally I don't at this point in time. Also follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. This is Munchkins logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.